can pray. He ain't going to have him above the knee because he couldn't pray like that. But he going to be right at the knee because that's him. Okay, we're going to be around them. We're not going to be away from them anymore. We're going to be sitting right up there with them. Every other prayer, they'll look up and we be in there praying with them. We're going to make them, you can't pray in here because you're not on the tuna. Well, okay. Yeah, then we'll take pictures. This nigga said we couldn't pray in here because we're not on the sunnah. Just like we do with the people, the guy, you wouldn't believe it, last week, 2 weeks ago. Remember the guy said, one of the deputy managers, he actually said, what did he say? Because I was reciting the ayat, Sabisma Rabbika, no. Subhanallah, the asra bi abdihi, like, you're talking profanity out here. So I looked at everybody, I said, I talk profanity? No. So I said, was this the profanity I was talking? He said, that's the profanity. And I was reciting the Quran. And that's on the tape. Can you imagine how much fun that is? So we're just going to be alive and active. Allah going to help us with stuff nobody expected. I didn't expect them to say that. It's a big help. The people hearing me saying a Quranic ayat and they seeing the chief or the deputy chief telling me that's pornographic and stuff like that. Hey, right? That's where Allah will help you from ways you don't even imagine. There's things like, for instance, have anybody seen any of the pictures of Oakland and LA in the media? What it looks like? Well, LA, we had 2 centers in LA. And of course, we had what we will be using again in Oakland. Technically, it doesn't make a difference because we're going to get paid out of it. Just the publicity will take care of it, right? Oh, they did this and they did that and here's the people, here's the film, here's everything, right? And we write the books like we wrote articles. All of that is in the cards. But Oakland homelessness, why it hit Oakland so bad? Why it hit LA? Why the 2 spots where they attacked us the most? 2 spots in LA, the Shia spot and the Sunni spot. We rolling like, I don't know, As-Sabiqun, the place you go out of one place, walk through the alley, and you see down there is As-Sabiqun. Tons of people. Don't make no difference who they are. But now LA is the homeless center of the Southern California. In Oakland, look at Oakland. Allah help you from ways you don't expect. And the people that's doing you in don't expect it either. Nor they're ignorant. They don't connect nothing. You connect everything. They don't connect that with their behavior. Oh, you want to whip people upside the head and now deal with the homelessness and you so bad, fix up that. Can nobody fix that? Well, that's teachers to mess around, you know. I don't know if anybody remember, but remember we said years ago, we're going to take credit for all of those things that's coming up. Does anybody remember that? We're taking credit for those things that are coming up because we're forecasting them, we're predicting them, and we have yaqeen that they're getting ready to happen. Don't mean we know we done wrote it that's going to happen. No. But we have yaqeen. Yaqeen in what? What Allah is saying, that He's going to help you from ways you don't even imagine. Right? All the prophets, messengers, and great workers in historical religion, they got help from surprise spots. They did, The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam come up in Mecca, he didn't expect no help from Medina. And the Jews didn't know what they was doing. They was just telling you, shoot, you Arabs, you're going to get you a prophet. Because it says the seed of Abraham, and they tell them all them stories. And they say, So they go for their little Jahiliyyah Hajj, and everybody run out. Now look, y'all, don't go messing with Muhammad because he going to be talking this stuff and that stuff. They said, what is he going to say? And they just say, well, we've heard this before. From who? Guess who? You don't have to hear good news from your friend all the time. These people, Khyber, who? You know, anyway, that's so. Why can't miracles happen in miracles are not a thing of the past. Revelation is a thing of the past, right? It don't say the day of miracles are over. Where does it say that? It don't say that. This is a miracle. This is a miracle because it says he provides for him sources he never could imagine. He couldn't even imagine. That's a miracle. Right? Those are miracles. We right here are a miracle. We're a miracle in modern times. We are a modern miracle. I know we're a modern miracle. It don't make no difference what anybody else know, right? They live in their life and we live in ours. We know what we're prepared for, and the scripture is our guideline, and we're prepared for it. Could you turn the heat down just 1 minute or two? Okay. Now, next thing, there's special letters for like IEC, special letters which will be written this evening, be ready to be worked on this evening and tomorrow. And we'll do a new up-to-date flyer. So those we'll go and pass them out. Why? Because we're re-energized. And we might start off with one Juma a week going somewhere, but as we progress, we have to recruit and educate. If it's 3 of us here today, we have to recruit more people. Yeah. We're not going to sit around and wait for them to come. We're going to go out and mix with the people. Yes, we are. And it's time. Sometimes it's time to leave people alone. And then it's time to mix with them. When you're ready, Allah will put you out there and get you busy. Okay. So more visits to us area Islamic centers. I have here on number 5 that I'll give out Zafar Bangash's number. They used to send us a little assistance for on taxes and stuff. And then they got some excuse to disappear. So I'm not going to call them, but we'll get to them. And number 6, easier this time. This go around, this is, and this historical period is easier than all. It's bigger, it's more challenging, but it's very easy. and it's a lot of fun. What makes it easy? That you're willing to do whatever Allah hint to you that you ought to do. It doesn't make any difference what it looks like to other people, nothing. But that's what makes it easy. And there's a dua, may Allah make it easy for you, right? That's what people say to me, and I said, that's basically the way it is. And I didn't ask for it to, well, I guess I did. Oh, Allah, I seek the refuge of anxiety and grief, recollect strength and laziness, cowardice and niggardliness. You know, I've been mumbling that, not like just focusing on, anxiety, just mumbling it, and it's happening. It just, all of the, everything, everything. Not that you should mumble hadith and mumble du'as, you know what I mean? But you're asking Allah, and sometimes you're really focused on, I'm asking Allah. I guess it's like prayer. Sometimes you're really into the salat. Sometimes Allahu Akbar, and you're going on out about your business. But sometimes you're really focusing on your salat. And I guess that's a human characteristic. Okay. Easier this time. False Saudi Zionist makeover. Operation Zionist USA. Open, clear cooperation. Okay. We used to have to tell the people that the Saudis are not Qadam al-Haramain and they're this, that, and other. Did anybody hear the news that the Saudis had cracked down on Jamaatul Tabligh? You'll hear it. It was probably, there was the BBC, it was something like that. Boy, I tell you, Jamaatul Tabligh. Well, does anybody know what Jamaatul Tabligh do? Jamaatul Tabligh. Yeah, they go around. Anyway, I'll just say that the Saudis do not allow Jamaatul Tabligh in Saudi Arabia anymore. And Saudi Arabia has classified them as a terrorist. Jamaatul Tabligh. Really? Jamaatul Tabligh, you ever hear the statement, they wouldn't bust a grape with steel spikes on? That's Jamaatul Tabligh. The Jamaatul Tabligh developed in India. I tell you, some of the books, Scared Straight and all of that, not Scared Straight, Spectacles of Death. Y'all remember that stuff? That's Jamaatul Tabligh stuff. A lot of the stuff I used to have over, I still have some of it. And they use hadith that are definitely not in the Sahih Sita. I mean, and I'm not saying they exaggerate, but they was talking about miswak and the guy that was got his arm cut off. First of all, when the Muslims were fighting the shayateen over in such and such, they showing you the power of the sunnah of miswak. They pulled out their miswak and they were brushing the teeth. The shaitan threw their weapons away and they said, there's a shayateen. They're coming. They thought they were sharpening their teeth to come eat them. That's the kind of stuff, that's the hadith that they run to you. I said, boy, that is serious, you know. Then there's a couple of more. I said, I haven't heard those before. Yes, in the battle Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was there, and the man's arm was cut off. They made dua, stuck his arm back on, and he took that and killed 10,000 people. I said, the only thing I know is that I don't remember any battles during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam where there were 10,000 people killed. And that was Badr, 300 and something Muslims down, them guys. So it wasn't no whole lot of people killed. That was one battle, Hunain, where there was 10,000 people in it. But they was running, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam called them back, and so they say you ain't supposed to talk about yourself and all that. But Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what did he say? I'm Muhammad Abdullah, and blah 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 blah.